Hello and welcome to ChapterSkip. I'm Sean.
And I'm Joe.
And I'm Chud.
And welcome along to ChapterSkip Podcast Volume 9. Now, you may notice that there's a missing link in the little hello and welcome because Mark's not here. He's had to take paternity leave because of Mark Jr.'s come along, aka Kai.
Hey.
So congratulations to Mark and Amy on their arrival of their little un that's come along, which I believe was born on Tuesday morning?
Yes.
Yep.
Very early hours.
Like 5 a.m. I think.
All healthy, and welcome along to another edition of the ChapterSkip team. So congratulations, Mark and Amy.
Congratulations, yep.
Woo! But unfortunately, that means we're left without Mark to have his usual input, and I have to say, a lot of my prep this week went into trying to make Mark angry, because I got a few topics to talk about that he would specifically pull what's left of his hair out of his head.
Well, you still can, he just can't argue back. You know?
Yep.
That's a good point. And I was thinking, as Mark's not here, we did set each other homework last week, but do we talk about it or do we not? I'm not really sure. It's up to you guys.
I think we should. Right. Yeah, I think we
I
should.
won't have much to say.
Yeah, well,
did we even set your homework? Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, but I said I may not be
can't
able to do it, and I wasn't able to do it, I'm afraid.
Well, that's fine. I listened back to Volume 8 just to remind myself of what the homework was, and you were tasked with watching Avatar,
That's
weren't
it,
you?
yeah.
But yeah, you probably had to start watching that on Monday and you wouldn't finish because it's that bloody long. But we'll let you off, Joe.
Thank
we know
you.
you've been gigging and
Yeah.
touring around the country with your band. We did put a link in last week's podcast to Joe's band if you want to check it out. Some hillbilly country
Hillbilly
rock and
hick.
roll stuff. Rattle Shack on Facebook. Chud, you were tasked with watching Attack on Titan.
Titan, yes.
Nice bit of anime, and in a similar vein, I was tasked with watching Death Note, which is another anime series. And Mark, who unfortunately isn't here, was going to watch the first episode of the Fargo TV show.
A little bit disappointed, so I really wanted to know what he thought of that.
Yeah, same. I always like to give Mark a bit of homework because I'm always interested to hear what he
Yeah.
has to say. Like with the Sherlock TV show, I was like, I really quite hope he likes it because I
Yeah.
really liked it, and he was kind of partial to it, but not really blown away by it.
But he didn't rip it to pieces. So
Yeah, exactly. It's always refreshing when he doesn't rip it to
Yeah.
pieces.
It's quite nice having this bit of extra room. I'd say.
It's a bit cheeky, isn't it? Mark's going to be listening to this going, oh, he's
So-
just spending this time ripping me. Sorry,
I
Mark.
don't mean it, Mark. You've got the body of Adonis.
Donut.
Now he's going to hit you.
You said it.
And we can
I
talk
said
about
Adonis.
and we can talk about remakes, and you can't say nothing. Yay!
Okay, Jed. Well, you've seen Death Note, haven't you?
To be honest, I haven't seen the anime series.
Okay.
So actually, I'm going to bit and darken this. I've got the DVD box set, which is a different. It's the same thing, but I think it's like live action.
Is it the live action movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
It's like
quite got
the
around to
4
watching
CDs.
it. I was looking forward to watching the live action movie, but I've only just finished watching 37 episodes of the anime.
So I only realised after last week's podcast that when Mark said, "Oh, you've seen it, haven't you?" and I went, "Yeah, I've seen it," thinking he meant, the live action.
Yeah.
And then I realised, speaking to you earlier on in the week, oh, it's the animated series. I did not. So I haven't seen that. So
Yeah, well, as far as I can comprehend, and I haven't done too much research into it, I didn't want to spoil anything, but I think the first movie is based off of the anime, but there's a few slight changes and switches there, because obviously 37 episodes of anime equates to about, 3 or 4 hours of probably footage, and they probably couldn't cram that all into a 2-hour movie or whatever it is. Which is why I kind of wanted Mark here to talk about Death Note, because he would have had an alternative opinion or be able to give a bit more information.
Yeah.
But I'll give a quick overview of it. Death Note, as Mark explained last week, is a series, an anime series based on something called a Death Note, which is basically a notebook that was dropped by a Shinigami, which is a god of death, who got bored and just thought, I'll cause a little bit of chaos here in England, not in England. On Earth, sorry.
It's very
I was
old,
going to say
isn't
the UK, and then I went to say England. on Earth, which happens to be in Japan, obviously, where anime is set. And then, obviously, the series follows on from the kid that picks it up, who then discovers what the power is and goes through many character arcs. And I thought it was really, really good. It was such a strong concept. But as I alluded to last week with Attack on Titan, I don't think it had that same kind of grab
same
me,
hook,
that
same
hook,
hook, yeah.
that same sort of, oh my god, I need to watch the next episode. But because I had a lot of time and they're only 20 minutes apart, it was kind of like, oh, I'll just put it on and then watch the next one. You get through them quite easily. And I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great concept, such a good character arc with the main character, Light. And through certain aspects and through certain times during the series, I almost thought I was watching, like, Breaking Bad because of obviously it's in Breaking Bad, the main character Walter White is a good guy and he turns bad. Obviously that's what Breaking Bad is all about. And it's a similar sort of thing, whereas the main character, like Yagami, picks up the notebook and he's like a scholar student, he's an A-star student.
Quite a straight guy.
A straight-lived student, and his dad's part of the police force. And obviously when you get a notebook where you write down people's names and it kills them, there's some sort of darkness that creeps in and, you know, basically he has the power to kill whoever he knows the name of and can see, writes them in the book, and they die of a heart attack unless you put other sort of details in the book. Right. And obviously the more people you kill, the more he's a bit like, right, okay. It's sort of in like a superhero vein where, you know, a superhero dons a costume and says, I want to eliminate crime, whereas he writes notes in this book of people who have done crimes or who are going to commit crime, and then he sort of thinks of himself as almost like a god of the new world and wants to create this perfect universe where, you know, there's no crime and all stuff like that, and he kind of goes through different character arcs, and the way it's written is really, really good because the characters are really intelligent. Sorry. Intelligent. Been watching too much
detergent.
Japanglish.
Japanglish.
Intelligent. Sorry. The characters are really intelligent, and they try and sort of outwit each other, and they don't do it in a stupid way, and people don't fall upon clues, which I thought was very akin to Breaking Bad. You know, people don't just happen to find out, you know, who's what doing where and what, where and how. Yeah. They actually have to figure it out, and they try to outwit each other, and then it comes to a scene where you're like, okay, he's going to win here, and then the other person's like, well, I've done this, and the other person's like, well, actually, I anticipated you were going to do this, and then I did this, and it kind of becomes a whole sort of crazy thing where sometimes it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But if you guys are into anime, you probably have seen this. I'm very new to anime. All I've seen is Attack on Titan and Death Note, but I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah. And once I get the chance, I'm going to check out the live-action movie because I thought the anime series would make a perfect, if done well, live-action movie.
It's over 4 discs. It's fairly hefty. I think it's like a mini-series.
Yeah. Well, I think it's 3 movies. There's Death Note 1, Death Note 2, and then there's a third one which is called something else, but I can't quite remember it. But the first movie is actually on YouTube, so I managed to find it on there. I don't know what kind of quality it is, so I might check it out on YouTube, and then maybe next week I'll give another roundup and basically say to Mark, you know, I enjoyed this, and he'll be able to retort back to me, and then I can give a review on the live action movie as well. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I always like the take on like death or anything really what the Japanese do. Their versions of it is awesome. Like when we said like in the past about that film we watched, the one
King of Thorn.
No, the action film with the vampires and that. Like again, that take on that.
Rigor Mortis.
Yeah, like Rigor Mortis's take on that with the vampires and stuff. I just love the take on things. It's sort of,
well, it's just an Eastern take on everything new.
Just completely different.
And the thing is, with like anime, they just come up with such original concepts that you know you think, where the hell did they come up with these sort of things? They're probably like ancient old sort of proverbs. Like a shinigami is probably a real thing in Japan. I'm not quite sure. I'm not up on my ancient Japanese history, but they took that concept and they run with it and they make something new and unique. You know, and it's not just another tired old, you know, detective program about a guy who's a serial killer and leaves clues for people. This is something that's kind of crazy because you can't figure out who's killing people because it's written in a notebook, and only the person writing in the notebook knows what's going on.
It's kind of like an ultimate lame, badass superpower, isn't it? Because it's to be able to write someone's name in a book for them to die, but it's not the most exciting way to do it.
No, it's not, but
it's not just like that, is it? You don't just write a name in a book and they die. That's all it is. There's a lot more to it, isn't it?
Well,
sort of
essentially the deaths are that. You write their name, and then if you wish, you can write the circumstances of their death. So sometimes you can control what happens to the person before they die. Like, there's one instance when this guy's on a bus, and he comes in and he tries to hijack the bus because his name's been written in it, and the guy specifies that he sort of, you know, tries to hijack the bus and then runs out and gets hit by a car. So it's kind of like quite grim in places.
Okay.
And essentially it is writing in a name in a book and they have a heart attack, but it's the story
there's
centered
always a
around
story.
it. There's a
always
story
a
of,
around
is this guy going to get caught? You know, what's going to happen next? And then a second Death Note comes from, you know, the Shinigami, and then there's a second killer, or Kira, as they call it.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, takes you on a wild ride of 37 episodes. They probably could have shortened it to maybe 30, cut out some of the sort of
filler, was it?
Yeah,
Some
it
bits of
felt
filler.
like some were filler, and a lot of the complicated storylines I did get lost in. But overall, I thought it was an excellent show.
No, I'm going to rewatch the live. I mean, it's been a long time. I can barely remember it. So for next week, I'll probably have a bit more to throw at you.
I'm new to all
that.
this animated
You've kind of got me
stuff,
more
so-
interested in it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, no, it
Hearing what you
sounds
said,
sounds interesting. I'm new to all this anime stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't know how-
like you, so I'll make you a bit of go as well, you know.
Yeah, I don't know how to get into anime, but the only person I know who likes anime is Mark, so I'll get all my
that was
recommendations
kind
yeah,
from him. So.
yeah, of course, yeah.
My opening into anime was through Mark. Really.
Yeah.
That's that
There you
shit.
go, mate. You're good for something, mate.
If it's one thing, it's anime.
I think this is going to be quite an anime-heavy episode, actually. So I've got a few bits and pieces. Obviously, my homework
Yep.
was Attack on Titan. Now, I checked out the first few episodes, and as I was speaking to Sean earlier in the week, I found that the first episode felt, because they're only 24 minutes long, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it felt quite slow at the beginning because I knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I can't wait.
Just
And
waiting for them
yeah.
creepy monsters to turn
And
up.
a lot happened in such a short space of time that 24 minutes, you're like, shit, that felt like an hour, you know, so much happened. But when it happens, oh shit, you have to watch another one and another one.
It draws you in so badly, and when I was watching it, I just found myself just clicking next, you know, just going to the next one, and wanting to see what happens next, because at the beginning of most, you know, TV shows and episodes, you have like probably the prelogue where it tells you what happened in the last episode. Then you've got the theme tune and all the credits and stuff. I found myself just fast forwarding through all that stuff just so I can get to the juicy stuff. Just be like, what's gonna happen now?
And those Titans are fucked up. My God, they're fucking. I mean, you said they were pretty horrific, but
Yeah.
I didn't expect that smiles and that it was
Creepy,
fucking
like
horrendous.
paedophilic smile.
Yeah.
And like, did you like the analogy? Because I listened back to our last week's podcast earlier today, how he sort of described them as like weird, sized up kind of toddlers, like walking along, sort of,
exactly, yeah.
their limbs all sort of flailing everywhere, and these
No
weird,
genitals.
yeah, kind of like Barbie and Ken, no genital style.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed the emphasis on the second episode of the large Titan that broke through the wall, the second wall.
Is it the armored Titan?
Well, he looks like he's been skinned.
yeah.
It's like when the first one turns up, it's taller than the wall that they built.
Yeah.
And he breaks through. But, it gave me nightmares almost. It's horrific, but amazing. Just absolutely brilliant.
And it's another one of those things, it's probably not the most original story, but it's so original that it feels real fresh. You could probably like loosely link it to like monster movies where people are trying to get into a building or trying to get into over a wall, akin to Pacific Rim, like when they built the big walls and then the kaiju wanted to break down the walls and get in and, you know, do all that sort of stuff.
Do you watch a dubbed version or the subtitle?
I watched the subtitle version.
And I'm kind of glad for that, because even though I couldn't understand directly what they were saying, you know, except through the subtitles, I thought the voice acting sounded amazing, especially from the lead characters. Just really sounded like somebody. That's how you would react. That sort of
well, especially
panic
this,
terror.
yeah. Basically, like when something's about to happen, they're like, you know, basically, what the hell are we gonna do? We need to sort this out. We can't just let people die. And you get that urgency, don't you? And you get that kind of fear in their acting.
That was the thing that struck me most about when I was watching it, is the emotion that the characters seemed to. It was really well done. You know, I didn't expect that, because I kind of expected it to be a little bit camp, a little bit cheesy. And no, the voice acting seemed incredible.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, both animes that I watched are really good, and I think the cartoony sort of the frantic style really helps when it like zooms into a character's eye and it splits down. You see 4 different characters, and it's like, go, and it's like, wow, I'm getting pumped up here.
Yeah, the energy is right there, and it's
which is why I'm really interested in watching the live action version of Death Note, because I hope that kind of energy will transpose into a live action thing.
It's
whether
a little more placid than
Yeah.
Attack on Titan.
Well, because Mark mentioned last week, there's a particular scene in Death Note where they like completely over dramatise the lead character Light taking a potato chip and eating it, and I got to that bit and it just made me have a massive smile just because it's like crazy, like a potato chip, and then like back in again, a potato chip, and then just like, and you're like, why are you trying to emphasise them eating a potato chip? But it was just like so crazy and over the top that it just looked awesome and it just worked for me. It was really, really cool.
Well, I'll put it this way. I've got the day off tomorrow. The girlfriend's at work. I'm going to be spending most of my day watching Attack on Titan.
Yeah, play on Netflix and just don't let it go
I've
through.
had a bit of trouble this week being able to fit some in, but 24-minute episodes. If you've got a half hour spare,
they're all on Netflix.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just go for
check these out as well.
It's just one of those things. You can put it on in the background and watch, but we were discussing this earlier on the week, Chud. It's one of those things, because it's Japanese and there's subtitles. You have to watch. You can't have like one eye on that and another eye on something else, or playing with your balls or doing your hair or whatever.
I was sitting there eating my Lucky Charms, and when I eat my Lucky Charms, I like to look down and make sure I'm getting a good amount of marshmallow pieces on my spoon. And so
you can't just have just
and
milk.
The problem was, I'd be looking down
them.
quickly, and then I'd look back up because obviously I can't hear what I'm trying to read what they're saying, and then splashing it into my face. And I was by myself. My girlfriend went there, but it's just me like.
And then the girlfriend breaks in,
throwing cereal.
Why are you watching this weird Japanese? What's all that all over you? Why you got white stuff and weird marshmallowy things? Where's Sean? He's not here, is he?
Lucky Charm.
She would naturally assume you were in the cupboard. I need to say closet.
Speaking of in the closet, here's something weird. On one of the very first podcasts, Mark mentioned he had a really weird dream once. And ever since then, I'm trying to monitor my dreams, just so if I have a weird one, I can bring it in and talk to you guys about it.
Okay.
Well, last night, I had a really strange dream. Unfortunately, Joe, you wasn't in it. Neither was Mark, but it was me and you, Chad. And
left there.
It would be.
I don't remember what happened leading up to us going into this really populated bar. And we both walked up to the bar together, and for some reason, the bartender thought that we were gay together and wouldn't serve us. And it was really, I was like,
Are we in Russia?
No, I don't know where we were, but we were like leaning over the bar. I don't know if it's because we were like right close together, or we were just like, sort of having a laugh, smiling together, that he just immediately thought that we were gay together.
Oh, wow.
And he just wouldn't serve us, and I was just like, come on, you can't do that, that's ridiculous. We're not, but even if we were, you can't just serve people that are not, are gay. You don't know that, him over there is gay or her or whatever, and you've served them already. You can't just judge people by the look. And then he eventually did serve us, but then like gave us a real stink eye. So what I did, I just said, even if I am gay, it doesn't matter because I love Chud anyway. And grabbed my drink and shoved it in the bartender's face and punched him in the head, and we run out holding hands.
Was there a big rainbow in the distance and everything?
There wasn't, no, we scarpered off to it.
Skip away.
No, I don't remember what happened after we left the bar, but we just sort of turned up in the next bar. We were sort of out of breath because we just sort of run really fast and we're trying to escape this nasty bar sort of tender who hated he was very homophobic. And then we got into the next bar, and behind the counter was two lesbians serving. So they welcomed us, even though we weren't gay. They still thought they were, because we were just... Well, obviously we walked into the bar holding hands, but we were doing that out of fear because we'd just punched a bartender in the head.
That's amazing. I've got a segue.
You got a segue?
Yeah, I have. I don't know if you guys had seen that this week I read that scientists have found a way of inducing people into lucid dreaming.
Right.
Do you know what...
So almost like hallucination, but
no,
more
it's
that where you sort of awake.
It's a dream where you know that you're dreaming. And they found a way, this is for helping people who suffer from post-traumatic stress, nightmares, it'll stop you having nightmares. And it got me thinking about, if I could do that, if I could lucid dream, what movie moment would I go into and change? Because maybe I felt it wasn't right, maybe.
Better, yeah.
And I put that question to you guys: what movie moment would you go into and would you change? give you a minute to think.
Yeah,
about
that's a really good one.
Mine is The Empire Strikes Back. That bit where Luke's hanging off the bottom of Cloud City and Darth Vader's there, and he's like, "Yo, Luke, bitch."
He said it just like that. Just like that. Yo, little bitch.
Get up here! I'll fuck you up!
Yeah, I'm your daddy. Just rule the galaxy together. Let's do it.
Motherfucker.
Because in my version, Aaron Paul's going to be Darth Vader.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd be like, hell yeah, bitch, let's do this.
Yeah, Mr. Skywalker!
Han Solo,
Star Wars, bitch.
I think Han Solo would be Will Smith.
So
Princess Leia, Kelly Brook.
This is getting onto some weird stuff. We're going to start recasting movies,
And I
aren't we?
decided Chewbacca would be Barbara Streisand. I just think they're so much better if Luke had gone, yeah, let's fucking do this, and they fuck up the galaxy, selling space meth across the universe.
Breaking Bad, the
'cause
Star
it's
Wars
just
edition.
Fucking dark side is so much cooler. If I get to have a lucid dream, that's what shit I'm going to be doing.
Welcome to the dark side,
if in this lucid dream, are you a third person? Are you playing it first person? If you were playing it first person, would you be Darth, or would you be the other character?
Oh, I don't know. Not Barbara Streisand.
No, of course not.
No,
She's too hairy. Just let herself go.
no, I'd probably be Luke. Yeah, Luke. I think. But
Interesting.
I'd look like David Beckham.
You'd be you, but sexier and more badass.
I suppose Leia would be Kelly Brooks, so I would fuck my sister.
You would definitely tap your sister.
Kelly Brook, man. Piranhas.
Yeah.
Piranha's the first one, wasn't it? What's the second one? It's the first one, wasn't it?
First one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, awesome. She's naked.
Yeah,
Tits out.
Apparently, this lucid dream it's done through. They induce some sort of it's like electric going into your brain or something like that. Yeah, they induce it that way. It doesn't sound that pleasant.
No.
But if you have the ability to do whatever you want in your dreams, it's pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
So, what movie moments would you change?
Well, when you first said it, the thing that popped into my head when you said if you could go into a movie moment, I immediately thought Pacific Rim. I think it's because I mentioned it earlier. I just thought it'd be so badass to just ride one of those massive Jaegers and just, fuck the city up and grab boats and twat people with massive boats and, pick up buildings and just smash through. But to actually go in and change what happened, that's a really, really
Well, you
tough
don't have
one.
to. You could relive a moment, but there's a lot of movies I'd like to change moments. Like Pearl Harbor, I'd like to punch Ben Affleck in the face
I think a lot of people would. Yeah. I think the only
for
one.
making such a terrible fucking movie.
Alright, how about this one, right? I'm the awesomely chiseled and buff Superman, aka Clark Kent, aka Henry Cavill, and I'm in Man of Steel, and I'm fucking up Zod all over the city. And then I go, whoa, chill out a second. There's a shit ton of people out there
let's get them out of the way.
dying because we're fucking up this city. How about we piss off to the Grand Canyon or something like that?
Fight there.
No, nobody's going to mind that we're fucking up the Grand Canyon. It's big enough. It's basically a massive hole anyway. Then we'll have a fight, maybe there's a passerby, a tourist, then you can get your laser beam eyes out, then I can grab your head, then I can snap your neck, or I could go, don't look over there, look over there, and then point your laser beams into a bit of the Grand Canyon, and then go, whoa, chill out, you fuck off back to Krypton, I'll stay here, and let's never speak of it again. And then when the next movie comes around, I'm a fuck up Batman.
Mine would probably be not to change.
I know
the
what
movie.
you're going to say. No, we're not having any of this on the podcast.
Mine would be.
I'm pretty sure actually it'll probably be about 5-6 dreams along before we start doing the movie thing because
We're not going into Anal Acrobat 3,
why
and
not?
you're not being Sasha Grey.
Why not? I'll be with Sasha Grey. Mine would just be to kill the fucking director who even thought about doing Dumb and Dumber 2. Because Dumb and Dumber was amazing.
Not changing the movie, mate. That's actually
Yeah, you just changed the whole movie.
I just want to kill the man so it never ever got made. Basically, because it was fucking.
I'd never seen that.
Terrible.
I've only seen the first one.
It was terrible. The first one's amazing, and me and Sean sort of grew up on the first one, and yeah, that's my that's my
Fair
thing.
play.
But the thing is, you speak about these lucid dreams. Have you ever had those kinds of dreams where you feel like you're in control, and then you have a weird moment where you know you're in control, and you're controlling yourself within the dream, and then stuff never seems to go the way I want it to after I'm aware that I'm in the dream.
I hate when you fight people and you can't punch them properly.
Don't you
ever get that?
I've had that many times.
So you're punching through water.
And also, if I've woke up and nearly been crying because you're that stressed out and you're crying, and it's fucking so horrible. Or where you wake up, you're like, wake up, but then you go straight back into where you was with that same position in the dream, and you carry it on, and you just can't get out of it. I fucking hate them.
Yeah. I've had this dream a couple of times, and I don't know whether it's because I was watching Spider-Man or I just really want to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, man, I think everybody does.
But I've always had dreams where I had the ability to like spin webs out of my wrist and sort of swing from place to place.
Proper little spider webs, small ones.
No, well the thing is, in my dream, like as a third person, I'm watching myself. Swing from... And for some reason, I always have a dream about me being Spider-Man on a pirate ship. I don't know if that means anything. If there's any dream analysts out there that know what Spider-Man plus a pirate ship means that I want to achieve in life or means in my life, just leave a comment down below. But I always have dreams where I'm a Spider-Man out on a pirate ship, and then when I become self-aware that I'm myself in the dream, I can no longer shoot webs and swing. And it really annoys me, and I'm like,
Man, you got a really shitty imagination.
I know, right?
Middle of the sea when you've got fucking spider web and you can't shoot it on no buildings because it's the sea edge. Fuck, what do I do? You can catch fish, I suppose.
Spider-Man fishing.
I would like to say, actually, if about my Star Wars reinvention. George, if you're listening, I'm free for work.
Well, JJ, because he's directing the new one.
Yeah, I'm available for work, and I could do with the money, to be honest.
There you go. I'm sure they're listening. So.
And if in episode 7 anything like that happens, I'm going to be getting in touch with my lawyer because he's blatantly listening to our podcast.
Well, they're going to have a flashback scene where he goes,
if Barbara Streisand turns up as Chewbacca, I'm going to be pissed.
hang on, I remember this one for The Empire Strikes Back. Luke, let's go fuck some shit up. Hang on, they've changed it. What are they doing? You can't be doing that.
Let's go to the dark side, bitch.
Well, Joe, you mentioned about Dumb and Dumber and a childhood movie that was quite prominent during our youth.
Yeah.
I know that you remember this. I don't know whether about you will, Chud, because I think this was before we met. But do you guys remember the Power Rangers movie?
Yes.
Well, apparently there's a new Power Rangers movie that's just been announced.
Yes,
that was
I've
the
heard
one
about this.
That was the one with Uzo, wasn't it? Uzo, that one? Was it that one? What's the one about?
Yeah, it was.
Uzo or something he was called?
It was.
I can't remember.
It was some purple ooze.
I remember absolutely loving that movie.
That's what I mean, yeah.
When I was younger. If I watched it now, it'd probably be cheesy as hell, and the effects would probably be really bad.
That's how I fucking knew I was a bit older than you, Sean, because I was just like, I'm getting older, and this isn't appealing to me as much as it is you.
I'm just like, Power Rangers, awesome. Go Power Rangers.
I sort of get it, but I don't understand it.
They're on Netflix, aren't they? I went and watched a couple of the originals.
I really want to go back and watch like the putty monsters and just see how fucking retarded they are when they go.
If you're going to make putty monsters, why make a great big fucking self-destruct button in the middle of them?
Yeah, just hide it. Put it on the back of
floor I've ever fucking seen.
Put a t-shirt over it or something. Fucking hell.
Well, yeah, for those Power Rangers fans that are still out there, maybe people of our age who are clinging on to every little bit of childhood memories. Well, yeah, it may be inspired by the success of the Transformers, taking something from people's childhoods with the toy franchise and maybe thinking, we could probably do something good with this. Lionsgate have joined with Haim Saban, and yeah, they're going to make a Power Rangers movie. I'm not sure if it's going to be a reboot of that one, or whether they're going to take some inspiration from the 25 other series there have been since the original one that I watched. I don't think I got past when they introduced the White Ranger.
Yeah,
and then after that they started like switching them up, and then they'd transform into cars or something crazy like that, whereas I was like, no! Tyrannosaurus, pterodactyl, saber-toothed tiger, or whatever it was. No, it was a Mastodon, pterodactyl, saber-toothed tiger, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yeah.
You've watched this recently, haven't you?
No, I just
fucking lie.
I used to watch it religiously every fucking day when I was a kid.
I used to watch it a lot, and I used to want the cartoon, the figures and stuff like that. Yeah, I used to love it, and apparently it's been launched through the the makers of the Hunger Games, Twilight, and Divergent. So at least they're going to have
Hunger Games
a bit of money to put behind it. At least they're going to have some sort of vision because they know how to market their movies. Like the Hunger Games is doing amazingly, and these movies like Divergent and Twilight, Twilight's doing amazing
if
as
they
well.
do it right, it'll blow it up and make more of them on sort of short.
Yeah, it's probably not going to appeal to us now that we're this age, but maybe 20 years ago we'd be going, oh my god! And with the CGI now, imagine like if it looked like
not
Pacific
just shitty
Rim,
monsters anymore.
yeah, not with just people like in weird sort of Godzilla outfits. They've got actual good CGI and stuff.
It makes me wonder though if the kids that are watching it today realise that it was serious. It's like they're doing a new Turtles film. It's kind of like, you know, that franchise has been going, well, donkeys.
That's how you know you're getting old, don't you? Because like these kids are coming up watching this,
probably won't
they won't even know about what. Yeah, they won't know about like
and they'll just call us old fogey hipsters.
That's some shit.
Yeah,
man.
I like that when it is the original one. Oh my god, you're so old and you're so hipster. You think you loved everything before we did? Well, we actually did because you're too fucking young. And we were watching it in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
Bitch.
So fuck you.
To you youngsters out there listening, keep subscribed. Fuck you.
Let's just hope like they do something good with it with the CGI, because like instead of looking like something they made on fucking Blue Peter, you know, this is what I made earlier.
Here's a couple of paper
some pipe cleaners and some paper tubes, yeah.
And here's a guy we just painted in grey, put some footballs on his hands, and made him go.
I put a big self-fucking-destruct button on him.
I'm going to be honest, if I had some plasticine and I could make an awesome creature, I would not make Putty Men.
No.
You'd just make one great big fucking mental
Putty monster.
Putty Men.
Alright, from the original series of Power Rangers, or should I say, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, did you have a particular favourite Power Ranger?
Yeah, the pink one.
I wonder why.
I think I was probably on the bandwagon with everybody else that age. It was the red guy, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy was the best until
the green guy. Is it Jason? Was it?
Yeah, Jason, he was the Green Ranger, and then he just like magically transformed into the White Ranger, which was quite cool because then he just
token black guy.
Yeah, Zach. Yes. The Black Ranger.
And what's the Chinese one?
Yeah, the Yellow Ranger.
Yellow Ranger.
How racist can you be?
She died in a car crash.
Did she?
Yeah, a few years back.
Sorry, Yellow Ranger, bless you.
She's probably not watching.
Yeah, well, she's definitely not. She's dead.
She won't be watching it, she'll be listening to it.
Yeah, exactly. Amazing stuff. I kind of want to go back and watch the original Power Rangers movie just to see how bad it was.
It's on Netflix, you said, yeah?
No, that's the series. The movie probably is as well. I'm sure I got it on VHS somewhere. I got it for my birthday when I was little.
Yeah, I think I remember my auntie taping it off telly, and I remember I just run that tape just ragged, just watching it over and over again, and just being like so emotional when the Power Rangers won, because I was just like, this is so cool.
And then when everybody, like, when the figures come out at Christmas, they all went mad for them, didn't they?
Yeah.
I remember that happening.
I had a bunch of them, yeah.
Crazy
Stuff, yeah. I tried to collect all the figures, and I had the weapons and stuff like that, and then the weapon would change into something else, and you're like, wow, this is so cool. I just remember the Blue Ranger, his name is Billy.
Billy Blue.
Billy Blue Ranger.
He's geek, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. You got to be stereotypes.
You geek one, you have to.
One black one, a hot one, an Asian one, the kick-ass one,
the jock sort of
the jock, and then the nerd.
When I was like, I didn't get any of the figures. So I don't know if like I was just too poor to have the figures. So I remember going to school and there was this boy that liked Power Rangers as well. And on a break time, it was like, yeah, let's play Power Rangers. I'll be the Green Ranger, you can be the Red Ranger. Let's have a fight. And he kicked me in the face, and I never played again.
So you was too poor to have Power Rangers, and you got kicked in the face. That's bad.
It's going to bring back some bad memories, isn't it? We're going to go on an outing and go, right, we're going to, like, ironically watch the new Power Rangers movie. We're going to be sitting there going, oh, this is so funny. And Chud's going to be sitting there crying, going, I got kicked in the face, man. I was too poor to buy Power Rangers.
I never played again.
I had Mighty Morphin Powerful.
Power Strangers.
Power Strangers. I had the Mauve Ranger. The Mauve Ranger. Ranger.
The Violet Ranger.
Turquoise Ranger.
Turquoise Stranger. Power Stranger. Turquoise Power Strangers. Do you know them? No, you don't, because they're strangers.
And instead of like putty monsters, it was like Play-Doh monsters.
I feel like fucking Kenny.
Yeah, and they don't turn into robots, they just turn into like household pets. It's like, I turn into a cat. Go Eggshell White Ranger turns into a cockroach.
Cockroach.
Oh man. We both said that at the same time.
Yeah. Thanks for laughing at my childhood trauma, guys.
Yeah. Just imagine little Chuddy getting kicked in the face, just going, I don't want to play Power Rangers anymore.
I don't like it no more, fuck it.
Oh man.
I can't even remember the boy's name.
Should we go find him? He's probably back.
Let's go back and kick him in the face.
Kick him in the head.
He's probably in the Power Ranger movie.
Yeah.
Oh man, good stuff, good stuff.
So,
Right. I've got a little subject for you.
Okay.
Right, back onto anime. Now, have you guys seen the film Spirited Away?
I've heard of it through Stevie sort of thing.
Okay,
His anime, but
I have either seen it but not taken any notice, or I've watched it and just thought, this is a bizarre movie. So I know when we lived together with Adam, Chud, I think he had it or you had it, and somebody put it on.
Got it.
I think I remember coming into the room several times and thinking, what on earth is going on? I'm not really sure. Because
Spirited Away was the film came out quite a few years ago, and it was a massive success in Japan. It had moderate success in the Western world as well. It's there was other films from Studio Ghibli, the studio that make it. Also did Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo's another one.
Ponyo,
Probably
yeah.
seen Ponyo. Well, the creator, should I say, and director and writer. I'll get his name right.
come on.
we're not very good at pronouncing names here at ChapterSkip, so...
Hayao Miyazaki has just brought out a new film called The Wind Rises.
I think I might have heard of this.
It's been getting a little bit of publicity. It's got the Metascore critic is extremely high at the moment. I remember seeing a little thing of Jonathan Ross, and he loved the film.
He's big into his anime.
Is this the one that's been voiced by Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yes, it is.
Right.
And a lot of their films, I mean, I've only seen them dubbed in English. And they, Ponyo had Liam Neeson in it.
Yeah.
Yes, got Gordon-Levitt as the main character. We'll just say that. Emily Blunt's in it. Martin Short. There's a few other names. Jennifer Grey. If you know Jennifer Grey.
I don't. Please elaborate.
Joe knows. She plays a baby in Dirty Dancing.
Oh, right, yeah. Bloody hell, she's still going her career.
Yeah. I thought that.
Yeah.
I thought it did a Patrick Swayze.
Nobody puts baby in the corner and all that jazz.
William H. Macy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's another
From
one.
Fargo, yeah.
Elijah Wood. So there's some fairly...
Yeah.
I can imagine that's why it's getting a bit of notoriety, because it's got such big stars
And
doing the dubbing on it.
The films themselves, typically, all of them, have been brilliant, absolutely fantastic films. Now this one is looking at the life of a man who designed Japanese fighter planes during World War II. It's a little less fantastic than the other films, but it's supposed to be somewhat of a sweeping epic. I did have a look to see, it's out, but unfortunately its cinema releases are somewhat limited. The closest to us, I think, is Cambridge, Norwich. So it's something I'll be waiting for it to come out. I wanted Mark to be here because I know Mark. I want to get his take on it. But from like I said, the Metascore and IMDb ratings, it's doing extremely well at the moment. So definitely one to look out for.
I think now I'm becoming to understand like anime and stuff like that. I think it'll be something that I'll look out for more often. Because I never really used to. I never really thought of what it is an avenue, because it's kind of like, it's a Japanese cartoon. Both things are a bit like, you watch a cartoon movie, it's a bit like, yeah, you know, it can have a good story, and you sort of think you kind of become detached from the characters because they are cartoon, and then because it's Japanese, you sort of think, well, I don't really get all their traditions, and it might be dubbed or it might be subbed, so you always sort of tended to stay away from that. So thankfully, Mark has sort of broadened my horizons and made me watch sort of certain things like that.
Subtitled anime is not as bad as the subtitled live action. Dubbed anime is not as bad as a dubbed live action movie.
Well, yeah.
It's so distracting.
I was going to say, you get the lips moving and the voice not doing anything like the old sort of Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan movies.
Like when we've done like reviews for films and that on ChapterSkip, like any anime what he's suggested we've watched, I've enjoyed. Like King of Thorns.
King of Thorns. That was a great one.
I really enjoyed it, and I'm like you. I don't know a lot about anime. So, but what I've seen, I've enjoyed, you know.
Mate, King of Thorn had like flying bats with big bollocks.
They were crazy, weren't they? Yeah, I remember that. Have you seen that? You seen King of Thorn?
No.
Probably check that out.
I mean, some of these anime films, Princess Mononoke is another one, and like Spirit Away, and you think like the kids' films.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah,
and
I think you're always going to have that. You're always going to have that in your head that they're kids' films because of it being a cartoon sort of thing.
Surprised, even though you think, well, this is probably aimed at children. That's in like Japanese culture. They feel fine with putting like decapitations, blood and gore into like their films like that.
But when you think about it, though, you know, movies like the Lego Movie that's just recently come out. You've got like Despicable Me, Toy Story. Movies like them are predominantly kids' movies, but they do appeal to adults. I absolutely love the Lego Movie more so than half the kids that watch it in the cinema.
It's amazing.
See, I think if you're people like us and who've got who are young at heart, we can enjoy these types of things, whereas some people are a bit like, oh, this is childish and stupid and probably aren't open to that sort of stuff, probably won't get it as much. So I think we are the kind of people that would enjoy movies like that.
I watched the Lego Simpsons, what they're making. You hear about that?
I've heard about it,
making an episode. I watched a trailer for it and it looks awesome. Where it's like his cartoon himself and he's changing and he's like, what's happening to me?
Typically, the Lego company do things to a high quality and everything, everything that they do, like films, games, everything.
Yeah, how old is Lego? When we were kids, we were playing with it and building random crap because we couldn't make
the Egyptians were doing it just on a massive scale.
Making pyramids. That's all they could bloody make, wasn't it?
Lego.
Bloody
just triangles.
Pyramids, bloody hell, pyramid. But
I mean, there's a decent range. Like once you're into the anime world, there's a decent range of films to watch. The Street Fighter anime film.
I've heard that from Mark. Mark told me about that.
And also Vampire Hunter D is another adult anime movie.
Check these out because they've got someone again on Netflix, and there's anime on it, a lot of anime.
On Netflix. There's a lot. Ghost in the Shell.
I've heard that's good as well. I used to play the game. Is that based off the game? I played the game on the.
I mean, it's pretty old. I think it's made in the 80s.
Yeah.
But once you, like Sean said, once you broaden your horizons, there's so much.
Open up a bit and give it a go, and I've enjoyed it, I enjoyed what I watched when we review stuff with ChapterSkip. But do we think, so like, let me say this to you guys, like how we just said about the Lego Movie, Despicable Me and all them films, do you think the anime of Japan will come here to where we live, sort of thing, area, and be a big thing, like with big actors in it and stuff, like how you said Elijah would, where it'd be more for us, so we take it outside, sort of thing.
I don't know if it'll be ever a full transition.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But it kind of already is in a way, like with Spirited Away's success of those years ago, I think kind of opened the gates a little bit, but whether
like, will it cross over?
I don't think it'll ever be as popular in the Western world as, say, like the Pixar movies and things like that.
Yeah, but then again, like, are the Pixar movies as big in Japan as anime movies?
Yeah, true.
We've got our own sort of niche thing, aren't we?
I assume no, but I don't know about that.
No. Something we'll probably have to look into.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, we mentioned at the top of the show, there's a little radioism for you, that Mark has indeed had a new baby boy.
Yeah.
Let me get started. Kai Green, yeah?
Kai Green.
K-A-I?
J-U. No. Kaiju. No, Kai, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, this led me on to, and obviously if Mark was here, we could have had a bit of fun, but he's going to have to be listening to this. I found this thing where these expectant parents took to the internet because they were so stuck on what to name their baby. Right. So they created a website called NameMyDaughter.com and asked 2.89 million Reddit users to name their newborn. Oh, guess what they came up with?
Go on.
First name, Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Middle name, Allspark.
So, like, God of Darkness and something from Transformers, isn't it? Yeah. That's a weird mix.
Yeah, well, apparently there were other suggestions such as Megatron Salad.
That's amazing.
Megatron Salad.
Street Lamp of the Sea. And Yana Don't Blink. And Chalupa Batman.
Chalupa Batman.
Yana Don't Blink.
Yeah, the number one pick was Cthulhu, but unfortunately the parents did not opt for the Reddit suggestions, and they went with Amelia. That's a bit boring, isn't it? Imagine little baby Cthulhu kicking about.
Man, that'd be badass. Yeah, a badass child if it's called Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Fucking better be anyway.
That just made me laugh.
This is Kai Green says a professional bodybuilder.
Is it?
Yeah, called Kai Green. I assume Mark probably wouldn't know this.
You're trying to say he's out of shape so he doesn't follow bodybuilding?
He's a contending Mr. Olympia. Obviously a big bloke. Big black man.
Big black man.
Yeah.
Black man, eh?
Well, little baby Kai's got something to aspire to.
It's got to be big and black.
Being a black man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just why I said, oh, it's Kai Green. Oh.
Well, it's kind of weird because, like, over these last couple of weeks, we've been expecting it to come, and I've been referring to it as Baby Godzilla, you know? And I would have fit right in with those Reddit users, wouldn't I? I'd have come up with, like, Godzilla, you know... Godzilla...
Cheese sandwich.
Godzilla cheese sandwich. Amazing stuff.
I hope my girlfriend lets us name our firstborn Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
I might just forge a signature on the birth.
Automatically do it.
Well, there's actually like certain names you can't use, isn't there, when you name a child? There's certain rules and regulations.
You can't have numbers and things
no,
like that.
I always wanted to call a kid a number, just because I thought not because there's some kids named like 7 in there where they have like a different spelling. They don't actually have like a 7 in their name.
Yeah.
But I just thought, is that the kind of way to go? Would you name your kid something so ridiculous that, you know, he's going to be unique for however long until somebody comes along and tries to copy it? Because I always thought of, like, having a name and then spelling it, like, completely differently. So whenever people want to, like, pronounce it, they're just like, say you go to school and they're on a register and they're like, okay, yeah, Alan, here, yeah, Becky, here. Because some of his words can be a little bit. It's pronounced Dave. What have you got? C, 5 X's, a W, and then a 9. That's how Dave's spelled nowadays.
It's a new way. I did read a thing a while back about a couple who named a kid Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, I read that as well.
Yeah. About that, and they wanted it changed, but they wouldn't change it. Like people wanted.
Yeah, they were proper militant Nazis, they were they? So.
That's mental.
I think I'd have a kid like called Jeff, but it'd be spelt like C-U-N-T.
It's actually Jeff.
Little baby cunt. Actually, it's Jeff.
How cruel.
It always makes me wonder though. There's so many like different spellings of names, like because people could do that. Because my name Shaun sounds like Sean. But when I see it spelled Sean, I just want to say, is your name Scene? It's like, how does that say Sean? You know?
Sean with like S-H-A-W-N.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like Shaun.
Yeah.
But like Sean is just like, huh?
It's a bit lazy.
Yeah, I don't really
They'll cut it down.
Americans do tend to pronounce words exactly how they're spelt, so typically with names, it's exactly how it's said.
Yeah.
Now over here, we're a little bit different.
Like, I always get confused between like Stephen and Stefan. When there's a Stephen with a PH, it's just like, is that Stefan or is it EN or AN? Oh, I'm never really sure. It's just like, spell your name one way. If it's Stephen, stick a V in it. Easy. Simple.
What's next on the agenda?
Well, we can either talk about Wes Anderson, we can talk about outrageous demands from movie stars, or we can talk about bestiality.
Well, let's start.
like the
we
middle
should
one.
finish on bestiality.
Yeah.
reckon?
So I'm in the middle. I'd like to start in the
You
middle.
always like to
one.
finish on
I
bestiality,
do,
don't you?
yeah.
Well, have you
Outrageous
guys?
things I'd like to...
Well, I'll just go over this real quickly. Have you guys seen the Grand Budapest Hotel yet?
Not yet, you've
haven't,
recommended
no.
it big time. So
I have,
I'd
yeah.
like to see it.
Well, there's a way that you could see it and have a Q&A with the cast and the director at the Grand Budapest Hotel on a ship, and it'll only cost you £1,298 up to a whopping $18,948.
Pocket money.
I fucking hate boats, so we know this.
It'd be good. You keep dreaming about ships and things. So
Yeah, maybe that's my thing, yeah. Apparently the cruise will feature a special screening at the Grand Budapest Hotel, followed by a Q&A with the director and cast, and that's the prices. But wouldn't that be so cool? Having like people like maybe Jude Law, or Bill Murray, or all the cast there, Wes Anderson, answering your questions after paying that how much money you'd want to get your money's worth. But on a ship, that'd be kind of cool.
I know a story where I go, "Oi, Bill, why the fuck won't you do the next Ghostbusters movie? For fuck's sake!"
I'm too busy sailing around the sea watching Grand
That's too late
Budapest
now. He's
Hotel.
fucking dead.
Why a ship though? Why not in a hotel?
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would kind of make sense, but I guess they just wanted to make something.
That's a
bit
bit strange,
different.
isn't it?
Yeah, apparently, well, it says here people are playing on movie puns here. Wes Anderson is redefining the life aquatic. Get it? 'Cause it's a movie.
That's a good movie, yeah.
This June with the Grand Budapest Hotel themed cruise.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was quite cool.
Yeah, it's just not a lot of money really either, is it? So.
Well, apparently, passengers will cruise aboard Cunard Line's Regal Queen Mary 2, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. So that's probably why they're doing that.
That's a name for a baby.
What's Queen Mary 2?
No, the other bit before that, what you said.
Oh, Cunard Line.
Cunard.
Hi, I'm baby Cunard. Cunard.
Sounds a bit racist.
I'm not quite sure, but yeah, if you've got a spare couple of grand and you fancy watching the Grand Budapest Hotel with the likes of Wes Anderson, Jason Schwartzman and Tilda Swinton, then book your tickets because they're probably going to go
sailing.
quickly. Yeah, get sailing around the seven seas with those guys. Okay, I just thought I'd put that in there, but yeah, you guys wanted to hear some outrageous movie star demands. People like to have riders and they like to have special things, but here's some things that I couldn't get over. Bruce Willis, you know, he's a good actor, he likes to demand a lot of money. Apparently, when The Expendables 3 rolled around, Willis upped his asking price to $3 million. No, that was Expendables 2. $3 million for 4 days' work. This time around, in Expendables 3, he's asking for $4 million for 4 days' work. That's $1 million a day.
Wow.
And he's probably not even going to be in it that much.
Gee.
No, that's a job.
That's mental.
Man, if I could go to work and demand how much I get paid for that.
I'm not working here.
Right, boss? Yeah?
Less than
You
a
coming in
million.
today? What time are you going to be in? Well, I'm thinking about coming in at 8 if you pay me £1 million. What about tomorrow?
That's
Yeah,
like-
million again.
That's absolutely fucking outrageous.
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
massaging his
I'm
own
not
ego
being,
a
I'm
bit,
not being
isn't
funny. You know, he's a big star. He don't need that amount of money. He really don't.
Well, he probably just wants that amount of money if he's going to have to get out of bed and act alongside the
Yeah, really hard job.
thespians such as Stallone and
You like for me,
yeah, he's probably like, oh, it's going to turn into a 5-day
I
shoot.
should
innit?
imagine for him, you know, money, I'll just collect it.
Yeah.
Don't think I'm going to make a collection of money.
Just puts it on his wall, his newspaper, his
Probably
wallpaper
got a
and
massive
stuff like
room like Scrooge. Remember that? Where everyone
that. Just dives in and swims around. Oh, money! I love money!
Imagine doing that in real life. I always wanted to do that when I was a kid, but fuck, that would hurt.
Yeah, in actual, yeah. Unless
Ow!
a pool full of...
Ow! I think it happens on Family Guy, don't it? I think that just
I
happened
don't
on
know.
Family Guy. He dies and he's like, oh, he's all cut up and that.
A pound coin stuck up my
I'd
arse.
rather swallow razor wire than watch Family Guy.
Yeah, same.
American Dad's better.
Will Smith. Do you think he would kind of be the kind of guy to
You
make
think he's like a
outrageous
nice,
demands?
cool guy and he wouldn't be like, oh, but you're going to tell me
seems
something
like
different?
he quite laid back,
Yeah, but I'll bet he
down to earth,
What
but
did
he's
they find
what?
out?
Well, apparently...
Tub of Pringles.
well, maybe something slightly bigger. Whilst filming Men in Black 3 in New York, Smith had a gigantic trailer which came with 30 staff, and it was a 53-foot trailer which cost $2 million and featured 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. What does he need 2 baths for? Him and Jaden? I don't know. And a cinema, a bar, a kitchen, and an upstairs.
I've seen this trailer.
That's like bigger than my house.
Yeah, I know, right?
If this is his own trailer, what he rides around and stuff, I've seen
his own
that.
money, or did they pay for it?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's his own money, fair enough.
Was it his own? Because I watched a walk around show where they showed you his trailer. I don't know if it's the same one you're talking about. That had it upstairs and it was massive.
Yeah.
And it all comes out and stuff, so it makes it even bigger and that. And
Yeah, apparently local residents complained that Will Smith's trailer was so big it literally blocked out the sun.
I have seen it. It's ridiculously big. There's like an office upstairs to do all his work and everything.
Yeah, but do you need that much?
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
If you got the money, spend it.
I suppose so.
In ridiculous ways.
I mean, when we've done some like a little bit of extras work, we're lucky if we get a drink. And
we go in there, demand $1 million, a massive trailer, and we get a pint
No,
of
I can't do that. I'm getting some popcorn.
it's some peanuts.
Yeah.
Have a little nibble on them, then buy yourself a drink.
All right then. You got me.
George Clooney, do you reckon he's the kind of guy that would demand a lot of stuff?
I think
Yeah,
so.
do you?
Yeah, I think he loves himself.
Well, apparently on the shoot in Gravity, he insisted that a hot tub and a custom-made beach hut was constructed alongside his lavish trailer. Just, you know...
Where were they filming? Do you know?
I'm not quite sure, but...
Iceland or something.
Yes.
In space, weren't they? In
Spain.
Just a floating hot tub, just swimming around and a beach
Shit,
hut
get the
just
water.
in space.
Get the water back in it.
Oh, no,
Get the water back in it.
What's his beach hut with George Michael?
George Michael? George Clooney?
That's right, that's a
Do you
I was thinking of
really
fucking
want
George
to
Michael.
George, mate, that's
Oh, that's
amazing.
boy George, isn't it?
Oh, God, get it all right. You're doing really well tonight.
Don't know who these people are. Who's George Clooney? One that sung that song, wasn't he? In Wham, weren't he?
Yeah, he's the one who got caught in the toilet.
Oh,
Wanking, weren't he? Or some wanking someone off in the toilet.
he gets caught doing that every other week, doesn't he?
In space, wanking someone off.
Yeah, apparently he spent most of his spare time not shooting, playing hoops.
Yeah, he wasn't in the film that
which
much,
he also
though,
demanded, yeah. I
Playing hoops.
Yeah, after he'd done all his stuff, he'd just be like, "Wait, let's go play some basketball, sitting in a hot tub, whilst what's her name, floating around in space for the
Sandra
next
Bullock.
hour, go, how you doing there, Sandra? Nothing but net."
Swish.
Yeah. Steve McQueen, the iconic movie star, not the director, when he was filming Towering Inferno, he was that bothered that Paul Newman's name was above him in the billing. He actually made the guys that designed the poster change it to a diagonal type thing, so his name came first, even though Paul Newman's name was above it. So it made the poster look really, really weird. It kind of in a weird sort of curve, just so he was sort of up there with the main star. It's
What a prick.
yeah, it's just how egotistical do you want to be? It's just
Stupid. He is an amazing actor, but that's a bit silly.
yeah. Jim Carrey has done a lot of stupid stuff nowadays, lately with this whole bloody vaccination thing and the whole anti-kick-ass thing, promoting it and.
Oh right.
But apparently he's got a private jet. And whenever possible, if there's a movie that stars a jet, he wants his jet to star in the movie too.
You mean other people's movies or his?
No. Say he was doing Ace Ventura 3 and there was a scene where he's on a plane and it shows the exterior of a plane. It's has to be my jet. But I suppose if you spent 59 million on a plane, you probably want to get some use out of it rather than just nipping to the shops or whatever.
Get some milk.
That is an outrageous demand.
Yeah, can you be in my movie, Jim? Yeah, what's the movie about? Yeah, you're going to be flying from place to place.
Splunking.
Yeah.
In the fucking cave.
Yeah, I want my private jet in it.
It's a medieval film. I want my plane in it. But it's a
period
medieval
drama,
film.
Jim.
Yeah. No.
Set in the dinosaur age. Yeah, just stick a plane in there.
Fine.
A little cutaway scene where they're in a cave and all of a sudden they're in a jet. And then it cuts back and they're in the cave again. They're really shit, so it don't match up properly. So it's in there. Oh, a minute, they was in a cave. I'm sure I just saw some seats and some windows and stuff.
Yeah, hang on, what's going on here?
What the fuck's happening
Jim
there?
Carrey air plasters on the side.
She's bringing fucking nibbles.
Hey?
Looking out the window.
Out the window. I was like, somebody bring us nibbles.
That's good. That's just what my demands when I live here. I want nibbles all the time.
You have neighbours bring nibbles round,
yeah. There it is.
Joe, come nibble on these nuts. Speaking of flying and planes, apparently when Angelina Jolie was filming a movie, she demanded that Brad Pitt got flying lessons. That's just a strange demand if I've ever heard one.
What? Had nothing to do with the movie whatsoever.
It wasn't as if like he was filming like World War Z at the same time and just needed to fly a plane. He's just kicking around, just going, "Yep, good movie, well done, Angelina. What shall I do with these millions of kids?"
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be quite nice if you could take them on holiday. Director, come here.
That's it.
Give him flying lessons. He's got to take the 15,000 kids home.
Having a cup of tea in the morning. You know what, Angelina? I've always wanted to fly a plane. Wait a minute, love.
But we've got millions in the bank.
That's like between them, you know.
Yeah.
They've got quite a bit of money. You could just do that in fucking health.
Yeah. Maybe it's just one of those things, isn't it? Pillow talk, where like, Brad, what do you want to do after you've stopped acting? Oh, I'd fancy becoming a pilot. I think I might start taking up lessons, you know, sort of dip into my savings there. Hang on, Brad. I've got an idea. I'm filming this movie. I could probably just add it to my rider. But you normally just have like nibbles and drinks and maybe a massive trailer and a hot tub and a basketball court. Nah. Flying lessons.
Oh, fucking lessons.
In Jim Carrey's aeroplane.
With George Michael there. George. Singing a Boy George song.
That's a fucking anime cartoon almost.
So what's it about then, Joe? You're in a meeting with movie execs.
Got this fucking idea.
Pitch it to us. Right, okay, basically, the movie's set around Jim Carrey's aeroplane. Okay, I'm listening. Right, what's going to go on? Well, basically, George Clooney's in there, but he's not actually George Clooney, he's actually George Michael. Yeah, I get it. But he's going to be singing the Boy George song.
Here's a twist, yeah.
But is the plane just flying itself? Nah, get this. Brad Pitt's going to be flying it.
Hey. And it's set in medieval times. Dinosaurs.
Pterodactyl. Oh, watch out for that pterodactyl, Brad! It's alright, I got it under control.
Fighting, lots of fighting battles. And a plane!
Braveheart coming to this.
I don't know.
You won't take my aeroplane lessons! Here's my favourite one. I don't know.
It sounded like Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, pop Kim Jong-il on the plane as well, and he can demand stuff as well. Maybe he's the antagonist on the plane, and like trying to get rid of him, and he's like, we'll fuck you up, and they're just like, do you really want to hurt me?
You're not even sing that song.
I hate that song. I hate that song.
I want this motherfucking career off my motherfucking plane.
Well, maybe we're missing something.
What's the ingredient?
How about Marlon Brando and a midget?
What?
Well, apparently.
Dead. Well, sorry, we're going back to the list.
Yeah, we're going back to here. We're not just going to randomly add Marlon Brando.
There was a thing. Did anybody used to watch Celebrity Deathmatch?
Yeah.
They used to rip that. Marlon Brando was on that, and there was always a midget floating with him on it, while Marlon Brando sat in the corner. So, but I never knew the story behind it. So
well, you learned something here.
Out.
Well, when Marlon Brando was in his peak, basically he just demanded a load of shit because he could, even if it didn't make sense or whatever. Apparently, when he was filming the mega flop, The Island of Dr. Moreau, for example, one scene, Brando decided that he wanted to wear an ice bucket on his head.
Alright.
And then apparently Marlon Brando befriended a midget on the set and then just insisted that he was there with all his scenes. Even if he didn't call for him, he's just like, right, we've got a really intense scene here now. Right, midget, it's just gonna sit there and watch.
It sounds like Marlon Brando's my kind of guy. He's just doing mad shit.
I need to see this film, I think.
Just with the midget kicking around and Marlon Brando with an ice bucket on his head.
How old was he at this point? Was he knocking on?
It was he on
I don't know. It was
off his head.
It was in '96. I'm not sure when he died and how old he was, but yeah, he was probably just like, I'm a bit old.
To be honest, you wouldn't say no to him. He was Godfather.
That's probably it.
He was a legend.
The director's like, right, this movie is going to be awesome. I've got Marlon Brando, got this little midget, and then Marlon's like, oh, he's my mate, he is. He's just going to sit on my shoulder for the rest of it. Yeah, but it doesn't really call for it. How about he sits on my shoulder and I'll stick an ice bucket on my head? Yeah? You like that, do you? Well, not really, Marlon. I think, as a director, I kind of have a whole say over this movie. Yeah, Marlon fucking Brando. I do what I fucking want, alright?
You wouldn't really say no to him, I think. That's what it is, a lot of that anyway.
Unless he was trying to have sex with me.
Especially not on the day of his daughter's wedding. Oh! So, bestiality. Let's round off the ChapterSkip podcast, volume 9.
Bestiality.
With a bit of chatting about bestiality. Have you guys ever been on these?
I haven't.
Once.
just to try it, yeah. You know these like weird websites like Craigslist and Gumtree and all these weird websites where people just post random things. And I came across this sort of thinking about Kevin Smith and how he came about the idea of Tusk. Because he was on Gumtree and the person posted the ad about, wanting a tenant to come live in there rent-free in exchange for them dressing up as a walrus for like a couple of hours a day. So I came across this and apparently a woman has been arrested on bestiality charges after allegedly placing an ad on Craigslist in which she expressed her desire to, quote, play with a horse.
They arrested her.
I don't usually play with a horse.
Well, I assume she acted this out.
Well, the plot thickens. The 22-year-old who identifies as transgender, so it just gets more bizarre,
Okay.
was booked under the name of Donis Wadle. Imagine that. Hi, my name's Donald and I want to play with a horse.
Donald.
You don't look like a Donald, you look like a Daisy.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I usually play with a horse. You don't, yeah. What's you thinking?
You go under a pseudonym, don't you?
Yeah,
Joe 666, not just, Joe from ChapterSkip.
If they caught me, I'm Joe Mason.
What are you doing? Just playing with a horse.
But the funniest thing is that the advert, there's different categories on Craigslist. It's like, men seeking men, men seeking women, women seeking...
We don't get Craigslist in England.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
I thought it was just American.
No,
and I thought ours was Gumtree, I thought.
No, we do have Craigslist, but it's not obviously as expansive as the American one. But the advert went into the missed connections section of the website.
Oh, God.
Here's a quote from the advert. I am 22 years old and I want to play with a male horse. Simple as. If you have access to a male horse and can allow me access to a male horse, then please contact me. I will do something in return. I want to know what she was going to do in return. So weird.
And they've arrested her based on just that.
Yeah,
I assume she didn't.
I don't think she actually went ahead with it. Basically, a genuine horse enthusiast, not one who just wants to enthusiastically wank off a horse, spotted the ad and reported it to the authorities. And
you don't want somebody half-heartedly wanking off a horse, do you?
You want somebody enthusiastically wanking off a horse.
But when she says playing with a horse, she may just want to stroke its hair and go for a ride on it, not let it ride her.
The ad says, I want to play with a male horse, simple as that. If you have access to a male horse, she will do something in return. Or she, he, not sure, transgender. Looks like a girl. His name's Donald.
You see, I don't think she should have put it on Craigslist. She should have just bought a balaclava in the middle of the night, just climbed into someone's field and
just jacked off a horse that way.
Yeah. Not that I'm condoning people doing this at all whatsoever.
Maybe she wanted some sort of consensual horseplay, so to speak. She didn't want to just go in and randomly jack off any old horse. She wanted the owner's consent.
Not the horse to agree.
Yeah.
She wanted to do it properly, legit.
She wanted to do it through the proper channels of the missed connections on Craigslist.
Asking for permission,
So ladies and gents, boys and girls, and all horse enthusiasts out there, if you learned anything from the ChapterSkip podcast, it's always ask if you want to jack off a horse.
Well, there you go. I thought we'd done well this week, guys, without Mark, really.
Yeah, we covered some strange topics, and I'm interested to hear what Mark has to say about this podcast.
We didn't rip him too much.
Nah, it's all playful, friendly. I was going to say horseplay.
Hey!
But we'll ask permission first, Mark, of course. And on that bombshell, we just want to say thank you so much for listening to this ChapterSkip podcast.
Thank you, yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe to the ChapterSkip podcast channel. Check it out. We've got a little annotation on the top. You can also subscribe to the main ChapterSkip channel, which is on there as well. We've still got loads of movie reviews from past, and Mark's going to be updating every now and again with a Mark Talks About. You can like us on Facebook, and you can follow us on Twitter. And as always, on behalf of ChapterSkip, I'm Sean.
And I'm Joe.
And I'm Chud.
And we'll catch you guys again next time.
Bye.
Yo.